You're listening to 1680 WOKB AM, Winter Garden, Florida.
Hello. Welcome to Real Family Talk. This is your host, Jay Real. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday evening. It's beautiful in the city, beautiful. As always, Orlando, man. The weather's nice. We have nice low 80-degree weather in the daytime, low mid-60s in the evening time. You can't beat that, man. I tell you, I love this city, Mr. King. I love this city. It pains me to think.
Think about moving. Only other place I'd rather go is California.
But we'll see. We'll see where things go. But let me go ahead and welcome y'all in the building, man. Jeremy's in the building. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm in the building. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, brother. He said he's in the building.
I'm in the building.
Wow, okay. Mr. King, how you doing, sir?
My brother. I'm doing good.
You doing all right, brother?
Well, you know, I'm making it, and I'm happy to be here. I'm in the building, too, brother. I'm in the building, too.
You in the building, too?
Yeah.
Indeed.
And Jamba's in the building. How you doing, Jamba?
I'm good. I'm pretty good.
You doing real well tonight?
I'm in the building, too, so we're all in the building.
We're all in the house.
We're all in the house, man. We're going to have a fun evening tonight, man. We're just going to throw out some topics. We're just going to talk. And hopefully you'll join us, give us some comments on some of the topics that we discussed tonight. Remember the number to join us is 407-894-1680. 407-894-1680 is the number. And let's just jump right into it, man. Let's jump right into it tonight. One of the topics that are certainly going around Facebook, going around this weekend, and happening is they're talking about a video that got posted on Facebook. This video occurred over this past weekend at the Convocation for the COGIC, that is Church of God in Christ, if for those that don't know. So yeah, there was a video going around that shows a young man that was delivered from homosexuality at the Convocation this past weekend. And so, as you can imagine, there's a lot of people commenting about this video and their perspective on that video. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you can get to Facebook, we have it posted on the Real Family Talk page. There's a short form of the video and a long form. What I did is I posted the long form of the video so you can really gain a perspective of how this came to be. In the short form of the video, it basically just shows the young man talking about how he was delivered in the short form, and then there's a lot of jokes that are being made about the short form of the video. But if you get the long form, which is what I have posted on the Real Family Talk Facebook page, you can gain a little bit more perspective on how the young man began to speak and everything that happened and led up to that moment and even up to after that point. Because that video lasts about an hour and 15 minutes, I believe. So there's a lot more to see than the 4-minute clip of the young man speaking. So 407-894-1680, 407-894-1680. It's a real simple question. What do you think about the idea, really, of this young man being delivered from homosexuality? And as you saw in the video, if you, like I said, if find me the quote of exactly what he said, I can kind of paraphrase, but I want to say how he said it, because I think that's another thing that a lot of people are commenting on and sort of reacting to. So let's start with you guys. What do you think of this deliver from homosexuality? Who wants to go first? Who wants to go? Jamba, I'm going to start with you, Jamba. Jamba, what are you thinking, Jamba?
You know what?
Did you see the video first?
I did see the video. I didn't see the long one, though.
You didn't see the long
one?
Okay. All right, you just saw the clip.
Man, honestly, when I first saw it, I wasn't expecting that, honestly. And after he kind of got his first sentence out saying, I've been delivered, and then he kind of started going on with the women, and just the repetitiveness just kind of kept throwing me off a little bit. I wasn't entirely sure how to feel about it, and I wasn't sure what my opinion was on it, because
Well, don't bite your tongue. Go ahead and speak how you feel.
Yes,
It
please.
sounds like you biting your tongue.
I think it's just straight foolishness.
You think it's straight
foolishness.
I think it's
huh?
straight foolishness.
Now, why you say it's foolishness? Tell me.
Explain what you mean by what was foolishness.
What I think was foolishness was everything that he said. I don't think that you can be delivered from something like that. I think that it's always just kind of I think that after a while it's just kind of an urge that you just got to kind of fight off. So, for example,
You can't be delivered from that urge?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it ever goes anywhere. I think it's
So here's my follow-up question to that kind of then. So do you believe then that being homosexual is something that you're born with?
Yes, I do.
So you mean you're born that way and that's naturally how you're supposed to be?
Not the naturally supposed to be, but I do believe that you're born that way. But I think it's kind of something that it's your decision where you decide whether or not what type of lifestyle you want to live. So, for example, there are many people, I really want to say men, but I'm just going to say people, who are in relationships, who are married, who just kind of get these urges that they want to cheat or they want to step out and do something. You can always do that, but you know technically what's right and what's wrong. So then you make the decision of whether or not you're going to do that or you're going to do what you're technically supposed to be doing, which is being faithful in the situation of a relationship. So I do believe that people are born that way, and I think it's more of a decision of whether or not you want to live that lifestyle.
I completely disagree. I believe that we are all spirits that are in a flesh, that in the flesh is either male or female. Your spirit is your spirit that came from heaven, that was created by God. Your spirit doesn't even know male or female. It's just a spirit. That's all that you are. Now, once you get inside the flesh, then you become conscious. That's why we bit the apple. Don't make me go there. But then you become conscious of male or female. Being gay is a decision because we are all spirits from God, from heaven, that were put in flesh. And now God decided, I'm going to make your flesh male or I'm going to make your flesh female. Your spirit, that's why they say most angels, you see in movies, they're hermaphrodites. They don't have any bodily part because they're not male nor female. So that's why I completely disagree. Once your spirit get in the flesh, then you make a conscious decision from, different experiences that maybe you had in life, or you just say, hey, I want to experiment and try something. But it's your decision. Now, delivered from that decision, it's a decision that you make. A lot of people that are go on diets, they cut out sugar, like brother Henry with Jason Henry Project. He was, chubby, and then he said, you know what, I'm not going to eat sugar anymore. And the sugar made him lose a lot of weight. Now, I'm pretty sure he has those urges, like, Lord, I want to have a cupcake. I'm sure he has those urges, but he has been delivered from eating sugar to save his weight because that is the better life for him. And so that's why I feel like you can be delivered from those decisions that make you live a life that you don't want to live.
So, yeah, it's just like what I completely agree that it is a decision that you decide on your own of whether or not you want to live that lifestyle, but I don't think those urges ever go away. I don't think, just like there's people out there who are asexual, who they deem themselves as being asexual because they are not attracted to men or female. They're just not attracted to anybody. That's just them. Just like there's people out there who are attracted to the same sex, and there's people out there who's attracted to the opposite sex. I think
like
we're all different.
That's attracted to animals and stuff too.
Yeah,
correct. It's your decision.
Yeah, it's your decision of whether or not you want to live that lifestyle.
But you can be delivered from the bad decisions that you make.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So go ahead. So Jeremy, you told me you found what he actually said. Tell me what he said.
No, actually, I'm just going to play a short clip of it.
You're going to play a short clip? Okay. There you go.
That the Lord tonight has set you free.
Yes, sir.
Turn around and tell those people.
Tell them. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay.
Now that sounds like some shenanigans.
Straight foolishness.
That sounds like
Straight
shenanigans.
Well,
what that? Come on, are you serious?
Well, this is my take on it. I agree with you, Brother King. The simplistic view of it, to me, it breaks down to something simple. As far as the question, can he be delivered? I do believe he can be delivered from it. agree with you, John, but yeah, it is an urge, and whether or not it goes away, it's not. I would say 9 times out of 10, it doesn't go away immediately. You know, just like no different from a alcoholic trying to stop drinking, no different from a weed head trying to stop smoking. Most people don't just cold turkey. You know, it's a fight. You know, that's why, you know, when you go to church, they talk about it. You fight with your flesh daily. It's daily. You know, not just a fighting a spirit of homosexuality, but a spirit of addiction, the spirit of promiscuity, spirit of gluttony, whatever your sin was. I think a lot of the discussion and the ridicule he's been getting is because a lot of people can't relate to being homosexual. At least a lot of people come in, let's say that. A lot of people come in, can't relate to that being their struggle. Now, if he got up there and said, "Oh, I'm delivered from drugs," people would have been saying, "Oh, amen, you know, guy can deliver. Yes, he can." You know, he would have got all of that. And I think a lot of it is just because his particular fight. Now, whether or not he's telling the truth, honestly, I don't know. I don't know him. I hope he is. I pray that he is. You know, I've spoken to a handful of people, and we all said the same thing. I'm just praying for the man, because when he did that, obviously nobody knew this was going to get out and go viral and go worldwide. You know, when you at the Convocation, you know, I haven't been since I was young. You know, just in case, let everybody know, my opinion might be slightly biased because I grew up Church of God in Christ. You know, that's the denomination I'm a part of. And I'm not just defending it because that's what I'm a part of, but, you know, to me, it gets down to the thing that I didn't like. I would say a lot of comments. To me, people were questioning. To me, it seemed like some people were questioning whether or not. I have a problem with people that go to church who professing salvation and they're questioning whether he can be delivered. You know, I have people on my page who, you know, supposed to be like, you know, I mean, to me, it's one thing to question him. You know, you question him, you know, no, that's whatever. Like I said, I don't know him. I don't know. But if you're questioning whether God can deliver him, to me, that's a whole nother subject you're getting into. And if you can't believe that, then why are we at church? Because, like I said, that's just one aspect of it. That's his fight. Our fight is something else. My fight, that's not my fight. You know, my fight was weed and alcohol. You know, that was. You know, I've been delivered from that. I believe that. I haven't touched either one of it in a while. The weed longer than the alcohol. You know, it was a little easier because the weed is illegal. You know, the alcohol illegal. I can go right down the street right now and get a beer. You understand what I'm saying? But like I say, that's not my fight. So when I was seeing that, that's how I related to it. Like, why are we questioning whether if he believes he's been delivered, I'm not going to question that. Right.
And that's that for me. I agree with you that because that was my point too. And again, like you said, I am biased because I am COGIC. I've been COGIC over 30 years, so that's what I know. And so, so I don't doubt the sincerity of the individuals involved in it. Whether or not you doubt him, you know, it is what it is. You know, there's a lot of people that get delivered for something on the night, on that night, and then you go see them on the next night, and yeah, they don't quite seem to be as delivered as they seemed on the previous night.
Right.
And that happens all the time. Whether or not we're talking about homosexuality, whether we're talking about doing drugs, whether we're talking about drinking alcohol, whether we're talking about, you know, a bad attitude, whatever your issue is, you know, it happens all the time. But for me, to doubt the sincerity of the individuals involved in celebrating what he believed in that moment, you know, because if I'm in church and a man says he's delivered, then if I'm going to believe God and believe God can deliver anybody from anything, then it's you know, I'm there to believe with this man, to believe with him that God delivered him, you know, because at the end of the day, that's what we're about, saving souls, right? That's what we go to church for.
I mean,
and so from that perspective, that's what I take issue with, like you said, is people doubting the sincerity of people believing that it's possible to be delivered from that particular affliction, because I believe it is possible. I believe God can deliver you from anything that you're going through.
Donnie McClurkin.
And so Donnie McClurkin is an example of that.
Right.
He's the biggest, most popular example of someone that professes to be delivered from homosexuality. So that if he can do it, if God can do it for him, then I have to believe that God can do it for this man, whomever he is. But I do feel for him because, yes, he did that, and he got delivered, and he certainly did not expect to go on Facebook on Monday and then see the world. I mean, because it's on it's on the popular news blogs.
Yeah, they said I didn't realize. Somebody told me Jimmy Kimmel mentioned it. A clip of it.
So certainly, you certainly pray for that brother, because he's probably going through a whole lot now that the whole world sees. But they were streaming it, so I can see why it kind of got out like that, because the COGIC was actually streaming their services this weekend. So
they did, but I don't even think that's why I got it. I didn't get out from the stream. From what I see, somebody was obviously somebody took the clip and chopped it up and chopped it up and sent it out. Right. So I don't even think it was just so much of a everybody was watching the stream. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I think it was staged.
407-894-1680. 407-894-1680.
That's why I feel it was staged. It sounds staged. It seems staged.
Well, that's why I want you to watch the long version.
I mean, the long version I understand, but I'm talking about that part right there was staged.
Well, now, when you say staged, when you saying him particularly, or you think like it was a production behind the whole thing?
I think it was a production, a well thought out, planned production around the whole thing, so that
watch
the
long
world
form of the video.
Excuse
that's
me.
All I say.
Let me finish. So that the world can look at the church in a different, doubtful way, because. Mm-hmm. It started with Donnie McClurkin getting kicked off that tour. He got kicked out of something because he had been delivered.
There was
from
an event last year.
Exactly. And that's when it all started. And now you got at the biggest convocation the next following year, the exact same thing, somebody being delivered. Now the world going to take it, twist it, make it seem bad, question it, and now we got this big publicity stunt. And that is how Satan works in America these days, ladies and gentlemen, through the media.
I would hope to think that the entire thing wasn't staged, as far as everybody was in on this, and this is what we're going to do at this time. We're going to give him the mic and all that good stuff. But like I said, I do think it was foolishness. And what I'm using by foolishness, I mean that I just wasn't able to get the sincerity from it. And then it's not my place. I mean, who am I? I'm not, whatever. So it's not my place to be the one to find it. But I don't know. I just didn't feel that.
I'm not the one to judge. But I know foolishness when I see foolishness. You can't really pull. I'm not the one to say when people are faking, but it's real hard to pull the wool over my eyes, because I'm a grown man. And I know stupidity when I see stupidity. I know smoke and mirrors when I see smoke and mirrors. I know Hollywood when I see Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. And this right here was staged. Like, come on, you can hear it for yourself, and it'll put doubts in your mind. You may know God for yourself, but if you know God, then you know how that devil worked too.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I don't feel it was staged. And one reason is because actually before all this got out, Dr. Carter, he preached that Saturday night. He's a member of our church. And I was just watching it because he was preaching, so I was just watching the playback of the preaching. Now, this is before all of this went to where it went. I was just watching. I was like, wow. And then when Bishop Porter I'm familiar with Bishop Porter, and when he does his altar call, things like this happen all the time. He does that. He'll bring the mic to somebody. What he been delivered? He does that. This is just normal. We was in Fort Pierce this summer at the Ames Convention. He did the same thing. Like, this is what he does. That's just part of his altar call. That's his style. He always calls people down and say, everybody who haven't received the Holy Ghost, come down to the altar. Or everybody who wants to receive the Holy Ghost, come down to the altar. He does it. This is what he does.
Right.
Correct.
So
that's even more point to say that it was staged, because if I know you're going to do that, I'm gonna send a wolf in sheep's clothing out there to make this big mockery, because I know you're going to do that.
Well, you can believe what you believe. I'm just telling you from my standpoint. So that's why I feel the way I feel. Like I said, whether that young man's sincere or not, I don't know. I pray to God that he is. He is sincere. And I was told today, I was speaking with someone, they said on his Facebook page that he made a comment. He's like, he's not worried about what everybody's saying. He's going forth in his deliverance. He believes he's been delivered, and he's going forth. And I'm glad, because
if this brother pop up on some interviews, on some televised worldwide interviews, talking about his experience, that will furthermore let me know that it's some shenanigans.
That would something like that would cause into question. But at the same time, if he took the interview, it doesn't necessarily. Maybe he wanted to explain his side of the not necessarily how he's been delivered, but explain to why he was sincere in his side of the story, why he feels sincere, why did he feel he can be delivered.
It'll be on Lifetime.
It could be a situation. It could be a situation where it can be a platform for him to profess his love for God and
like
why he can be delivered.
Just like the football player.
Hey,
they all getting the platforms, the LGBT clinic, or whatever their name is, whatever that group is.
I understand what you're saying.
Some form of a platform.
But
and
people are saying he's
the
catching a lot of flack,
the church.
But he's catching. Yeah, they do.
That's what they want. They write that in the church, and I got to figure out that way I can connect. It's kill, steal, destroy, and confuse. So I got to figure out that slick way that I can get in the church, and that is the main way. Look how he got in the church. Now the church is on Facebook, and like it's worldwide confusion about, can you be delivered? See, that's why I don't go to church now. And you know how it can be said.
I think the confusion part. I think the flip part of it is somebody taking the clip and throwing the first joke out there.
Thank you.
That's the confusion part.
How the church people who doing this got the clip and made it like that.
I don't think I don't mean the church people did. Anybody could have did it.
Hold on.
Because first of all,
it's 2014.
Yeah.
The clip looked like it's 1999.
No, it don't.
What
clip did you watch?
Which clip did you see? That clip don't look like nothing from 2014.
I got it's a few clips out there, and I got a good clip.
Oh, you must got it
that I watched
HD.
I'm just telling you. But anyway, that's beside the point. My point is saying that I think the confusion that came out when somebody took the clip, whoever saw it, because you know if you look on YouTube, people post pictures from convocations all the time, videos all the time. That's just what they do. So when that got posted to YouTube, somebody saw it, took that clip, and once they posted and ran with it. To me, that's where the confusion started. To me, the confusion doesn't necessarily start because the event happened. It happened because when somebody takes something, clips it out, and they run with it.
It's not the event that's confusing. It's how he was acting, what he was saying. Women. Like, come on. Now, that's where it's confusing. Like, hold on.
But
pause for a minute. Are you being sincere? Or are you just...
Let me ask you this.
That's where
how are we supposed to dictate?
It's confusing. I'm not saying we dictate. I said that's where the confusion starts.
I understand that. But if he gets the microphone, he's delivered, he's in that moment, how is he supposed to... When you in that moment... You not sitting there still thinking, okay, well, let me say this.
Man, you got kids. You know when your kids are pulling your leg and when your kids are telling the truth.
No, what I'm saying is,
and I'm a grown man.
You can't control what that man's going to say at that moment. Is what I'm saying.
Dog. I know how a grown man act. A grown man act like a grown man. Ain't no grown man gonna talk like that in church and be serious talking about women. No grown real man. It ain't gotta be no real man, but no grown man is gonna do that, dog. I mean, you know shenanigans when you hear it. That's all I'm trying to say, man.
Hold on. Go ahead, John. She ain't spoken about. Go ahead.
What's so unfair about the entire situation is if he does after this go on national TV and starts talking about his experience and all this stuff, everybody is going to be looking at him like, oh yeah, it must have been staged. This must have been planned the entire time. When honestly, he could be having people reaching out to him right now. Just kind of tell me about your journey. How'd you get through? Just trying to get some type of insight.
Right.
Because technically, I mean, when's the last time you saw a video, or when's the last time you were able to be a part of something where someone was able to be delivered from something that's such
taboo,
right? Such a strong issue, especially in these days and times.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people get delivered from it, and I know some personally that were delivered from homosexuality. It's nothing new in the church. A lot of people know people who were delivered from homosexuality in church. The only reason that this is a big deal is because how he was acting. He was acting like he was full of shenanigans.
Downplay anybody that comes afterwards.
Right.
So
I'm not downplaying.
And it also doesn't.
Go ahead.
There's no right, there's no wrong way. You know what I mean? To act once you're delivered. You know what I mean? So to criticize, how he acted, it is what it is.
I question.
It's certainly different than perhaps how I would have acted. Maybe you would have acted, but it doesn't necessarily change it. The proof will be in the pudding of what he does after this. Certainly not how he said it that night. That's neither here nor there. You can break that down all you want. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. And again, like we said. Two things, one, pray for that brother because I hope he is delivered, and I hope he, is able to to stay delivered and then become an example for others as he moves forward in life. And two, the only thing I'll say is the other point that I wanted to make was just the idea that as Christians, if we can't believe God can deliver us from anything, then what are we doing? And that's how I see this video and this young man and the event that happened at Convocation is an example of the possibility that God can truly deliver you from anything. Now, hopefully he stays delivered, and I pray that he does. But if he doesn't, it is what it is. And there's a lot of people that got delivered on one day just like him. Certainly not necessarily with homosexuality, but with drinking, drugs, and cheating on your wife and women and all that other stuff too. So if it takes more than one time for him to get delivered, it's no different from the next man who took a couple of times to get delivered from his running on his wives and all that kind of stuff. It's the same concept. Sin is sin. And again, I just pray that the brother is able to stay lifted and feel as good as he did that night.
Because it's a lot of pressure on him now.
894-1680, 407-894-1680 is the number. We got Chris on the phone. How you doing, Chris? What's your comment tonight? Hello, Chris?
Hey, man, what's going on, man? I'm sitting here listening to you guys. Listen, if he's delivered, fine, great. If he's not delivered, like you say, pray for the brother. But who are we to judge?
Exactly.
What's the big outpour about the whole situation, whether it was an act or whether it was not an act? If he was acting, okay, then that's between him and God, because he got to answer for that. Right. We get so caught up talking about, well, I'm not going to go to church. This is why I don't go to church. Well, it's not about you going to church, because really, overall, you are the church wherever you go. So what you're supposed to do is let your light so shine before men that they see the good work of God in you, in everything that you do. So don't go judging a brother, but how about we pick the brother up and help the brother out?
Exactly.
How about we pick the sister up and help the sister out who on the corner selling her body?
Right.
What's the difference between him being a homosexual and me being a street fighter?
Nothing.
It's still the same thing.
I'm with you, Chris.
So, don't judge unless you be judged the same way. He who is without sin, cast the first stone.
Cast the first stone.
Because we all guilty, and we all did some wrong we had no business doing.
Right.
That's just 100. So you can't blame that on the church, because it's not the church. It's an individual thing, but the most important thing, how is your relationship with God? And how you building up the kingdom of God with helping somebody else. I'm through preaching.
All right, brother. All right. Appreciate it, Chris. All right. Talk to you later, man.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Appreciate y'all, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, you too, man. So there it is, man. That's at the end of the day. Again, pray for that brother. And hey, like I said, if you can't believe he can be delivered from that, then why are you in the church? Because God said he can deliver you from anything. So that's what it is, man. 407-894-1680. 407-894-1680 is the number. We'd love to hear from you. Please give us a call. I cannot. I'll be remiss to remind everybody about the event. No, I'm sorry. Wrong topic.
I had a topic I wanted to speak about.
Yes.
We really usually every week we do bring up the Steelers, and so I wanted to go ahead and bring them on up and have some words said by Brother Real, because he is a diehard black and yellow Steelers fan, and me, I am a diehard Mike Vick fan. So I was going to go ahead and reflect and give him a chance to talk about the Steelers game. Go ahead, Brother Real.
Now, hold on. Now, before he said that, have you noticed he's inexplicably quiet about the Steelers?
Haven't said anything. We usually speak about it before every show.
You know why I haven't spoken about it?
No, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the game. That's what I want to know about. Tell me about the game when the Steelers played the Jets.
We saw that. If you saw, well, I didn't see the game. I watched the score.
Okay.
Pretty consistently.
Let me tell you about it.
And we played horribly on Sunday.
Okay.
It was horrible.
That defense.
It was horrible.
Lockdown.
It was horrible. I mean, we had a great prior to this week. We had a great 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. We thought we were like rolling. We
but
were
then
6
y'all
and
hit
3,
those JETS.
and then we went to Jets came to Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
and I don't know what happened. This
Mike
past
Vick
week.
is what happened. That's what happened. He said, bow, wow, wow. No, Mike Vick just came through and was
bow,
kicking tail. I'm telling you, Mike Vick broke a record, another record. I think it was over 6,000 yards.
He's the first quarterback.
Ran by a quarterback, rushing from a quarterback, the only quarterback in the history of the sport to do it. Mike Vick did it on the black and yellow Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow. That must be hard to swallow, Brother Real.
Yeah.
It's okay, though.
It's all right,
you know,
man.
Mike Vick fans call up. You know how we do, baby. You know how we do.
It's all good, man.
It's cool.
It's a long season, right?
It is a long, but that was a long game for y'all.
It was.
Mike Vick breaking
It was.
records, boy. He didn't even want to talk about it. It's cool, though. Go ahead. What was your topic? I'm sorry.
The Steelers.
Yeah, the Steelers. You laugh about him. You can't even say it with a straight face. God
Oh,
help
boy.
us.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Let me also not forget to mention this past week we had a death in the Christian community. Pastor Miles Monroe, him and his wife died in a plane crash along with some other individuals this past week, and we certainly want to send prayers out to their family. Pastor Miles Monroe, he's out of the Bahamas. If you're not familiar, is where his church was, but he did a lot of traveling and preaching. He certainly came to Orlando. This church in Orlando, Orlando Faith Ministries, it's called. He did a conference over there every year as well. Like I said, we just want to send prayers out to his family. Died in a plane crash this week. So RIP to Pastor Miles Monroe.
Yeah, definitely sending out condolences.
For sure. Jamba had a topic for me tonight, and so I'm going to let Jamba introduce her topic. Go ahead, Jamba. Tell me about this topic.
So, what I've been thinking about is with the weather changing a lot, it is getting a little bit colder. Some people call this season cuffing season. So, cuffing standing for when people decide to get into a relationship and they decide to, quote unquote, cuff somebody else, and throughout this cold season, they have someone to share it with and to keep them warm. So that brought about the question of dating. I had this discussion with some friends of mine, and it's just kind of, how the definition changes as time goes along. What is your definition of dating? Is it a status, meaning that you're going on dates, getting to know people or open to doing different things? Or are you exclusive or committed in a relationship with someone?
What is dating?
Yes.
Which one is it? Or is it seeing multiple people, or is it being exclusive to one person?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the question?
That's the question.
Okay. All right. Jeremy, you wanna jump on that? I'll tell you what I got to say real quick.
I want to hear what you had to think about it.
Well, I'll tell you. She
talked.
asked the question. I answered the question. Personally, I think what I would refer to dating is doing just that. Is seeing, not necessarily, seeing multiple people, getting to know multiple people at any particular time. To me, that would be dating. You can certainly be in a relationship, and yes, in that relationship, you guys would go out on dates. But if you're just, quote unquote, dating, I would think you have multiple people that you hang out with just to get to know, to see, what about this individual, what are the qualities I'm looking for, does this person have it, does that person have it, just getting to know people without necessarily making any specific commitment to them. Because I think once you make that commitment, you kind of you move to another level, if you will.
So if you were to introduce yourself or introduce someone to someone else saying that you're dating, would you expect people to think that you're committed, or that you're just kind of, this is just my date for the night and we're just kind of...
Again, I think you could probably qualify as both based on the way we use the word. But I think if you're just dating, then, they may be the date on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody introduced me to, this is my date, I'm like, okay, that's just your friend.
Right.
Because if, especially for guys, if it's somebody they care about, they say, oh, this is my girl, or this is my lady, you know what I'm saying? They'll that's what they're going to say. If they say, yeah, this is my date, then the other guy, I'm looking at you and say, oh, okay, I got you, bro.
or better yet, this is my friend.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I got you.
But, it could be building up to be more than that.
It could be
starting.
But at that moment.
Right. But still, at that moment, you really got to be iffy you got to be really thoughtful of how you answer that question around a lot of women.
Right.
Because, if you say this is my friend, but you're actually trying to build something, then that can take a long,
you can't
bad
say
turn.
Yeah,
well, what do you say then? If it's just your friend and y'all on a date, but you're trying to build something more, what do you say?
If you like her,
you go ahead and lie.
I say you don't say anything. This is so.
No, you got it.
This is her name.
Yeah, right.
There's so many in-betweens.
Actually, that's the best thing to say.
There's so many in-betweens. There's dating. We're talking. We're moving towards something. We're almost in a relationship. We're in a relationship. It's complicated. There's so many different titles you can throw on it. If you're not sure, just say the name. Don't miss anything.
And but this is why, to me though, see, before you start taking people you're dating or whatever to events, public events where you're going to see people that or even vice versa, if the woman can see people she know, it needs to be a discussion. Mm-hmm. What are we? Why are you asking me that? Because we going over here, and if I introduce you to my friend, I want to know, so I don't say we need to have a discussion. Like, what are we doing here? Are we friends now, trying to build something? And so it's like, oh, okay, now we really just friends. We just date. So if I introduce you as my friend, are you going to be offended? No, I'm not going to be. Okay. We got that. We clear on that. Okay, I just want to know.
As a woman asking a man that, and you guys are only dating, and if we're putting the definition of dating being that we're just going out on dates and we're getting to know each other, and I all of a sudden ask you, hey, what are we?
No, because don't come at it like
this
that's why.
Girl is asking.
That's why I say talking. That's why I say it's the discussion about, hey, we're going here. We're going to meet people. How should I introduce you?
Well, it won't be a red flag if you tell him what you feel and then ask him how you feel. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people, they feel cautious to say how they feel because they don't know how you feel.
Right.
So if you went ahead and just said how you felt and then asked them how they felt, you'll get a much better response.
Right. A lot of people don't want to be the first. Like, you don't want to be the first to say I love you because you don't know if you're going to get that I love you back. Because if you don't say it back, like, we're going to have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hold on. I just professed my love for you.
And you didn't say nothing.
I know you ain't say nothing. I can't get I like you too.
Can I get a hug?
I know you ain't say nothing. You just looked at me.
I guess that shaves a lot of time down as well because if I go, I really like you. I know we've only been dating for a while, but I do like you and I see this going somewhere. What do you think we are? And you're like, you know what? I honestly, I just wanted to watch a movie. I didn't know we were doing anything like that.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be like, okay, cool. Let me take a step back.
Right.
Now I'm going to stop wasting my time, technically.
But a lot of that, too, has to do with that initial conversation. Because if we initially have a conversation to establish what we're doing, and upfront and honest, we're dating. So, I'm going to be honest with you, we're dating and I also date other people and you're honest with what really is going on, then there's really, it sort of avoids maybe a later on conversation because until that conversation has changed, you understand we're dating.
But let me tell you
and you're not my exclusive.
Let me tell you how we avoid all that. If you ain't had no discussion, and if you're a real bro, you should understand this. If I'm out with a lady and I see you and I don't walk up to you, you don't walk up to me. So if I be like, oh, what's up, bro? And I keep walking. So obviously I'm trying to avoid something here. And if you're a bro, you should know that. You should know that. Off rip, you should know. If you see your boy across the room, especially if he's your boy, if he don't walk up to you, you already know what it is. So it's like we don't even got to go there. So it's like, see, what's up, bro? I'll holler at you.
Exactly. When they throw the hand up.
Hey, that mean back up.
That's so messy, only because now I'm going to be like, oh, who's that? Oh, that's my best friend.
No, because he ain't going to say that. He's like, oh, no, you just say, oh, that's
my homeboy.
Yeah, that's my homeboy right
Next
there.
thing I check your Instagram, I see, Throwback Thursday, we was in third grade. I'm like, wait a second. So I'm not good enough to meet your third grade best friend?
No.
Really?
Get out your emotions.
Exactly, get out your emotions. Just say, that's how we do. When we out on dates, we don't intrude on each other's dates. That's how we get down.
Don't get out your emotions.
Go back.
Even if we close, I mean, as far as like, if I'm at the popcorn machine, I'm at the front counter, and you at the next front counter, hey, what's up? And we go turn around and keep ordering. You know what I'm saying?
Bro?
Because, we know.
See, dudes already know.
We know.
Okay, let me go on back over here. Yeah. A dude already know.
You already know.
So
but what if you see your ex or another female friend?
Hold on. Before we ask that question. Hold on.
Okay.
47894-1680. John, but you never actually answered your own question.
Oh, no, she didn't.
So answer. I want to hear what your answer to your question. So is dating when you're seeing multiple people, or is dating when you're exclusively in a relationship with one person?
Honestly, I think dating is when you're seeing multiple people. I think once it gets exclusive, then that's when you have that conversation of what are we? Oh, okay, we're exclusively talking, meaning we're past the dating stage. We aren't yet together in a relationship. I can't call you my boyfriend, but just know if I want to, technically I could. Meaning we've already kind of had that conversation that it's just me and you. So if later on in life we run into my best friend, oh, yeah, this is my boyfriend.
That's confusing. I don't understand what you just said. I'm sorry.
What? You get what I'm saying? So
Thank you.
You get what I'm saying?
No.
If we have that talk about us being exclusive, I have that leeway to assume something else. And not even assume, because we've had the conversation, and take it to the next level of I can technically call you my boyfriend.
Please give
Am
me.
I supposed to wait for you to ask to be my girlfriend? Are we still doing that?
I don't know. It's
Oh, I get what you're saying. So you're saying if the conversation has happened that you're exclusive, then that gives you the right to refer to that gentleman as your boyfriend. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
if you have that
makes
conversation,
sense.
that makes sense.
if you've had the conversation.
Do we still need
Yeah.
to have the whole, you are my boyfriend, I am your girlfriend? Okay, now let's go
Nah.
separate, and now we
I
understand.
think that
but if we're
ends-
exclusive,
No. I'm going to say this. For clarity's sake, sometimes that conversation needs to be had. To be straight up honest with you. For clarity's sake. Because now it's no confusion. Because just like the explanation you just gave, sometimes the conversation goes, and you like, but she still
what
didn't
did we
say.
decide on?
Yeah,
What?
so at the end of the night, you still sitting there, so is she my lady?
But I think if you said you are
Talk about the
you're
next morning, you pull
exclusively
me.
seeing
You
each other,
still sitting there talking about, is she my lady?
If you make it to exclusivity, that means you've passed all that dating. You guys know each other pretty well. You guys are spending day by day together. You guys are basically in a relationship without calling it that.
But what if they?
Basically, what does that mean? See, no. We
Exactly.
are or we
so
not.
are we still doing this whole,
That's why
will
I say
you be
for-
my girlfriend?
For clarity's sake.
Yeah, I'm with him.
For clarity. So so it ain't no confusion. So when we go out and I
When we
say,
go out.
hey, this is my friend, you not looking at me. But if we had that conversation, I could say, hey, this is my lady.
But if we haven't had that
But
conversation,
if we are exclusive, let's say we get back to the exclusive and we go out and you say,
Whoa.
this is my friend Jamba.
okay, so we've
I'm
already
gonna
had
talk
the
to you.
conversation.
Yeah, we already talked about us being exclusive, not us being boyfriend and girlfriend specifically.
So what if I say you're my exclusive friend?
No. Oh my gosh.
I don't have no other friends.
Same
No other
conversation.
friends.
I'm like, wait a second.
Wait.
So we're just friends?
I'm
Is
not-
that what we're doing?
You're
I'm
my
not committed
exclusive
to anybody else.
I'm your
the
exclusive friend.
Yeah.
It just means I'm not committed to anybody else.
So no,
I
but you.
actually have a guy friend who said after the age of 21, you no longer have boyfriend and girlfriends. It's more impactful to introduce somebody as that's my friend, even if you guys are technically in a relationship. I thought that was straight foolishness. But
That sounds
was
like
me.
some game. But
Sound like
Straight foolishness.
No, I ain't want to say it because I ain't want to mess up the brother.
Foolishness.
I ain't want to put him out there. That's your
Some
business. I don't want to. I don't want to mess with your
foolishness.
thing. If you got your thing going, you got your thing going.
He
It's
said,
your thing.
Yeah.
no, but listen to his argument. His argument was, well, think about it. Where are your past boyfriends? I say, I don't know. Exactly. But you have all your friends still, don't you? Oh.
I'm telling you. Don't want to mess up.
Oh.
That was good.
I'm telling. That was good. Hold on. Can you say that again?
You said this before, haven't you?
Get that in quotation mark. Put a couple
Foolishness.
asterisks.
Foolishness.
Did y'all continue to be friends after that?
Well, we were friends in the beginning, so
Oh,
I didn't
so,
feel
well, I
anything.
guess he was right.
He
then.
was
Look,
right.
Still around.
Oh, see that? Okay.
If you're listening,
the bad
if you're
news.
listening, just hit up the Facebook page. Hashtag I'm the man.
Hashtag I'm still here.
Signing off, friend.
oh boy. 407-894-1680 is the number. 407-894-1680 is the number. So any other comments on that? On Sister Jamba's conversation? No? All right, that's cool. 407-894.
I got one more comment.
What you got?
If you're out in public with a young lady, do not walk up to your friends. And I'll leave it at that.
It's so silly.
Again, it just cuts out the confusion.
I think the moral of the story was if you're going to introduce them, just say, hey, this is Jamba. John, but this is Jim.
Exactly.
And leave it at that.
Cuts out the confusion.
And then, but see, the thing about it is, a lot of women like to be spiteful and be like, "Oh, is this your girlfriend?"
Yeah.
A lot of women, and then what do you do?
can't. Yeah, see,
And that's when younger brother comes into play. Hey, stay back.
exactly.
You give him the hand with the two deuces, and then you put down the middle and lead a pointer and say, stay back.
And that's why if you're out with a young lady and you see a woman that you used to like or used to like you, just go the other way. I mean, if you see, just turn your head, put your hat on.
That's why I say with guys get the hint. You know, when you be like, "Oh, what up, bro?" and then you turn around quick, the dude already know. But women, they just be like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah, they gonna walk up and hey, I ain't seen you in so long.
So who is this?
So is this your girlfriend?
So you know you already got it.
I ain't gonna lie to
Yeah.
you, man, because I had our cousin Kiki did that. She saw me at Fun Spot on the go-karts and was, "Hey, Micah, how you doing?" So this your girlfriend? I was like, Jesus.
Tell the truth. If you guys already had that conversation, no.
No, but why are you? First of all,
Not yet.
first of all, if you family, you ain't supposed to ask if this is your girl.
Kiki,
That's
that
number
was a
one.
setup.
Kiki,
Yeah,
Kiki
she
threw
did
me.
that.
Kiasta. I'm gonna say your name. Kiasta. You threw me under the bus. Kiasta.
She was out of pocket.
And you know who I'm talking about, KK. That's messed up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you was out of pocket. You know,
Let's
you
go.
could just say, "Who is this?" You ain't have to say.
That's family for you. But she knew what she was doing.
No
She knew what she was doing. It's cool though, Kiasta.
Oh boy! All right, man. We'll keep it moving here. I'm sure you guys saw the news. Apparently, President Obama is going to be nominating a black lady to replace Eric Holder as the new Attorney General. It'll be the first time, assuming she passes the test, gets passed through Congress. There, the first time we'll have an African American female or black woman as the Attorney General. Loretta Lynch, man, is the name. So
Whoa. What's her name? Pause.
You just couldn't let that slide.
I didn't hear
You
it.
just couldn't
I
let it
I didn't hear it correctly.
it's
What was
Loretta Lynch is the name.
Loretta Lynch. Wow. Okay.
Can't
I can't even get happy for that. Your last name is Lynch?
What's wrong with that, brother?
What is wrong with that? Now, from what I was taught, the blacksmiths' last names were Black. You know, the shoe shiners' last name was, probably Shoe or probably Shine. And the Lynch mob last name was Lynch. That's what I was taught from black history. So if your last name was Lynch,
You got your name from your occupation.
from your occupation. Everybody knows that of history. Your last name came from whatever you did in life. So her last name is, you might have said it wrong because it's spelled, black. I understand how that goes. So how is it spelled?
Lynch.
God, dog. I gave her a
Just
chance.
cannot win.
I tried. Wow.
Anyway, man, Loretta Lynch is her name, man.
Wow.
So
We're just going to call
see.
her Loretta.
I hope she gets confirmed. It'd be nice to, black woman, first black woman Attorney General, man. Speaking of first, there was also a couple firsts that it surprised. Well, it doesn't surprise me, but a couple firsts that kind of got ignored this past week in the election in a lot of in the black community specifically. Or at least from the press that I was reading. There was actually Mia Love. She's out of Utah. She became the first black woman elected to Congress as a Republican. And she's actually Haitian American, too. So that happened last week during the midterms. And it kind of, it doesn't shock me because she's a Republican. So, we really don't highlight anything that happens as a Republican in the black community. But I think it deserves some respect. First black woman to be elected to Congress as a Republican. So Mia Love in Utah, of all places.
Oh, wow.
Utah.
And see, I can get with that name, Mia Love. I can dig that.
You
I
can
like
dig
that.
that,
Yeah. Mia, that's a sweet name, and it's love.
It's love.
But when your last name is Lynch, I got a problem. If you black, white, Asian, I don't care. If your last name is Lynch.
Well, she's hopefully she'll be confirmed. The other thing that happened last week, first time a black candidate has been elected to the Senate again, another Republican, which is why I got ignored. South Carolina, Tim Scott. Tim Scott, first black person to be elected, or black Republican to be elected to the Senate since the Civil War days. So long time since that happened in the South. So again, that happened as well last week. So a couple of other things that happened. Some first in Black history. Wow. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, like I said, Loretta Lynch will get confirmed. If they're smart, they'll try and get her through while the Democrats still own the Senate. But truth be told, there's probably so much work involved that it's probably not going to happen until the Republicans take over in January, and at that point we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But hopefully she makes it through with not a whole lot of rigmarole and back and forth and blah blah blah. So we'll see, man. Loretta Lynch, potentially the first African American Attorney General, or black African American female, I should say, Attorney General. So we'll see what happens with that. A couple other things in the news here, kind of piggybacking on this elections idea. In Ferguson, we had the elections last week. We were talking about Ferguson and how the county government over there is really not changed. Well, it didn't change. It still didn't change. The Attorney General, or the not Attorney General, the prosecutor, the county prosecutor stayed the same. He got reelected. Same man that they're believing to going to be not charging Darren Wilson with any particular crime is what it's leaning towards in the grand jury. He got reelected.
Do we know what the voter turnout was?
Less than 40%. Wow. There was between the time that the issue happened and October 6th, when registration closed, they registered 128 new people. So that's all I'll say about that, I guess. I won't go too hard on Ferguson, but yeah. Change, man. I mean, we look at our own county and we can see the same kind of things. So,
yep.
So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. They do have coming up in April. They have some county seats, some other city council kind of seats that'll be up for grabs. They have an election in April, so we'll check back in April and see what happens in April and see if they make any changes then. But right now, police chief is the same, the mayor's the same, county prosecutor's the same. Most of the people in city council the same. That's all I'll say about that. Did you hear though? His parents were up in New York at the UN today.
I thought that was overseas.
No. They were in New York. They were in New York.
Somebody misreported. Said somebody was in Switzerland. I was like, how they get them over there?
They're flying them all around the country these days, propping them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were at the UN trying to seek the UN Torture Council to kind of take up root, because at this point, it's certainly leaning towards the idea that the grand jury is not going to indict Darren Wilson. From all the reports that are coming out, there's certainly conflicting reports when it comes to the autopsies that have been released. They say testimony at the grand jury, there were people that corroborated the story that Darren Wilson presented. The feds are pretty much leaning towards there not being any kind of civil rights violation charges being brought against in that district or anything like that. And so they're now at the UN looking for some help from the UN. But the thing that I thought about, I was like, why are they at the UN? What has the UN ever done in this country? Besides, I mean, we see all press releases, but the UN? And from what has been reported, the UN is not going to do anything either. It's looking like, again, there's going to be all of these conflicting reports. We've heard the hands in the air. We've heard that he had gunpowder wounds on his hands, and some of those shots were very close range. And I don't know what happened, but it's certainly seeming more and more like this thing is going to end in
not the way you think it's going to.
Not the way you think,
or at least the way we want it's going to. Let's say
because
that.
It certainly cannot be corroborated without any kind of reasonable doubt, if you will, that hands were actually in the air, if you will. So we'll see what happens, man, with down there in Ferguson. But it certainly doesn't look like the result that they want. I just hope, because we've seen so many protests, we've seen so many rallies. I hope whatever the actual verdict is, which, like I said, for me, it's looking like more and more that this thing ain't gonna come out like they want. Mm-hmm. I hope the city just doesn't erupt again.
Right.
I hope they can at least find some kind of, I don't know if you call it peace, justice, resolve. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but find some kind of solace, and at least that we have a definitive decision. Let's say that, and even though we may not agree, we can at least move on from it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Makes plenty of sense.
But we'll see what happens down there in Ferguson. Mr. King, what's going on, Mr. King?
I'm just laughing at younger brother. That's all.
Why you laughing at me? What I do?
Just yes, it does. It makes plenty of sense.
It does.
And it does. It makes plenty of sense. Everything that he was saying.
Alrighty.
I'm just saying it makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, we got that going on as well. Talk to me. The other thing, we were talking before we came on air, and just as we kind of close out here, I'll piggyback on a little bit more sports because we know the basketball season in full swing. Unfortunately, here in the city, beautiful. We know our team isn't hitting on anything at the moment.
They beat the 76ers.
Okay, so what are we like? One and what? Is it 1 and something? Is that where we are at the moment?
It might have won.
Yeah, they lost.
Did they win another game?
They lost.
I know
last
they lost to
night.
Toronto. I know they lost to Chicago.
They did the typical Magic thing. They was up by like 9 and then lost by 4. You know how the Magic.
And truth be told, they just not good.
Hey, but the other thing that's been surprising me though about the season is just how it seems like a lot of quote unquote teams are starting off real slow. Even I saw the Cleveland Cavaliers are starting off real slow.
Well, that's to be expected. I mean, you got a bunch of new teammates thrown together. I mean, similar to the Magic. I mean, they're the people they got thrown together are all-stars, but they still new. A lot of been together about a month.
A lot of the stars are hurt this year, man. And that's the thing. So many stars that are hurt. So many new teams that are being put together to see what they can do. But that's why the whole NBA season is starting out this year. You really don't know who's going to pull it out in the end or who's going to be a best record, but those Wizards are looking really good with Paul Pierce on their team now. So that's why I think, the Wizards are going to be a team to look out for. I think also Kobe going to Chicago would be a real nice move for Kobe. And if he does go to Chicago, you can guarantee Chicago going to win the championship. I can guarantee you that.
I can't guarantee that.
Why you can't?
Between his knee and Derrick Rose's knee, they got two good knees.
Derrick got a bad ankle now, not a bad knee. His bad knee was 2 years ago and last year.
Knee problem never go away. But what I'm saying is between the two of them, they got two good knees and one ankle. And that's Derrick Rose's ankle. So
they ain't doing nothing either, huh?
It's not that. I'm just saying. It's just asking a lot. I mean, Kobe ain't old by age standards, but NBA standards, Kobe a dinosaur.
He's
man.
a dinosaur.
Like 17 years in the league, that's a lot.
But the thing about it is the Bulls have a defensive mindset, which the West Coast does not have. And they are already built to win. They just need a superstar to come in there and implement some scoring. And when Derrick goes down, at least you got, when the ankle go down, at least you got the bad, he got a bad back too? I think Kobe got a bad back too, right?
Kobe is old. Kobe got a bad everything.
Well, the Tyrannosaurus Rex Black Mamba can do something in Chicago. I think it'll be a good move.
Sure he can do more in Chicago than he can do in L.A.
Yeah,
the
definitely.
thing is, he's not leaving L.A.
L.A. don't have no talent.
You think Chicago go pay that man $20 million?
If he want that 6th ring, he'll sit on down.
Nah. Kobe gonna stay in LA.
He ain't going. He made a comment to say something like he's loyal to the Lakers or something. He said, I don't know.
Right. He ain't going nowhere. And the Lakers gonna pay him another $28 million, $38 million to stay too. So yeah. he ain't going nowhere. He gonna be in the Lakers. He gonna be like Magic Johnson. He's gonna own a piece of the team by the end of it.
I don't know. I don't know. Too sure of that.
I don't think because Magic's still under contract, ain't he?
No,
with the Lakers.
No, not anymore.
Magic, he got the clip. He sold his rights when he got piece of the Dodgers.
Oh yeah,
there's more money in baseball.
I don't know. Jordan went to the Wizards. I think Kobe can go to Chicago.
Kobe's not going anywhere. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with basketball. I was commenting on those Lakers like I was telling y'all. I can't believe how bad they are. 1-7 was the last record I saw. just shocked me. I mean, I know they're
shocked.
not the greatest team, but my goodness,
It's the beginning.
Are they that bad?
Yeah, 60-something more games to go.
Yeah, we'll see. But that
Get together.
just surprised me how slow they started.
Yeah, and Jumbo's such a Magic fan. She's such a sports fan, and I know she's just broken up, right, Jumbo?
Actually, I'm not a Magic fan. I'm a Heat fan, but thank you.
Oh, well, the
And
Heat
as far as
doing
football is
good.
concerned, I like Dallas Cowboys. Did they do good?
I don't know.
The
You-
Dallas
that's your team.
Cowboys?
Then you don't like them. Then if you
Exactly.
don't know, they did good. You don't like
Okay.
'em.
Jumbo's one of the
Honesty
ones
Hour.
the
I
pretty
care about their
colors.
cheerleaders. They have a really good show, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. They work really hard.
Okay, just to be honest, thank you.
I mean, they're there because of the team. So
They did win
go
this
hand in
past
hand.
week, so
See, look at my team.
The cheerleaders are, so if the team lose, the cheerleaders still win.
I mean, they don't have anywhere to perform at, so we want the team to win so they can have more performances.
Oh, okay.
Duh.
right.
Excuse me.
and they did when they were in London this past week, Jumbo.
Of
They
course
played
they
the
were.
Jacksonville Jaguars, and yes, they won. We want to thank y'all for listening to the show, man. We appreciate it. This is Jay Real signing off. This is WOKB 1680 AM, your urban empowerment station. We'll be here next week, 9 p.m.
Empowerment and Inspiration Station.
See you.
My brother, my brother.
You're listening to 1680 WOKB AM, Winter Garden, Florida.